Hello, friends, enemies, people who are ambivalent to my existence. This is the latest thing I want to show you. This is called the Monster Duck. Just a little tribute to an awesome scene from an Aardman movie. Maybe you know it. But this circuit is called the Nurse Quackticianer. I showed it in a previous video, in a previous build. And this one has been modified because, of course, I like to mess with stuff. So it's got a few extra features. So just moving quickly through the controls here real quick. We've got, of course, grit, and that's that adds more distortion into the filter. It doesn't get super heavy, but it's just nice for and go from a nice clean filter to something that's a little more grungy. Attack, of course, goes from a very quick to a very sluggish attack. It's a little too sluggish. We, of course, have range, which affects how far the filter opens. And sensitivity, which you adjust to the input of your instrument. My guitar tends to have a pretty low output, so I have this cranked all the way up. Your mileage may vary. And last along the top here, we've got Q, which is the sharpness or resonance of the filter. Just turn that back. If you want a more subtle sound, you'll turn that down. If you want more funky quackiness, you crank it up. All right, next we've got direction, and I've got this in the standard direction. If I switch that, it's going to go in reverse envelope direction. You'll hear that immediately starts out closed and then slowly opens up as the note decays. Just add attack. You'll get a little quick bite there at the beginning. So that's the features I had on the other unit, but I've added a couple. So first I've got this decay. It's a three-way toggle. It's the standard decay in the middle. That's just how it has to be. Push it up. I've got a little bit longer decay. And all the way down is the longest decay. Kind of a subtle effect, but it can be nice if you were doing really distorted soloing and you don't want so much of a quack as just sort of an evolving note. All right, next up I've got this toggle which does the voicing. So in the up position it's the standard, and if I go down I get a much swampier, darker voicing. So there's one more feature I gotta show you, but first I need to do a little studio magic. Okay, I've got a little studio magic here. I have hooked up a drum machine. This is just an old Zoom drum machine. And I've plugged it into the third input here, which is the sidechain input on the back. So as you'll hear, I don't have any enveloping going on because the sidechain is taken over. So if I kick this drum machine on, so there you go. The drum machine is opening and closing the filter. And yeah, you get a little bleed in there, but it's pretty subtle. So that way you can use any source to modulate the filter. It's not quite a control voltage, but it will give you some cool sounds. You could also, for example, split your signal and put the clean signal into the sidechain and then put, say, a fuzzed out signal into the actual audio input. And that would get you a pretty cool sound. So you'd have all the dynamics of the clean signal, but it would have all the harmonics of the fuzz. So pretty cool stuff you can do with that. Anyway, this has been the Monster Duck, and I hope you liked it. God bless you.